Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. Today we are doing the last match, last game in this round of 4 of the Antec attack number 22. And this is between ExcuseMe, playing the Zerg, and roxkisFRAER, or FRAER, I don't know, FRAER. Playing the Protoss, and yeah, as I said, once again, this is game number 3. So once again, Zerg versus Protoss, and we are going to see the kind of standard pylon into come on, Forge, Gateway. Oh, come on. Oh man, Cybernetics core. That's the one I wanted. So Cybernetics core with cannon behind it, and then at some point, depending on what the enemy is doing, we will see the expansion coming up, so the Nexus, and in this case we will probably see that pretty quickly because the Zerg player is still doing nothing else than just farm, and he's just getting a whole lot of resources, doesn't have spawning pool coming up. There's the spawning pool finally, and yeah, that means that it will take about a minute for that to complete. 65 seconds, and that means that yeah, with almost 400 saved up, you can actually go for the expansion straight off. And he is going to go for, yeah, he's going for the expansion. There we go. And the expansion also going down for the Zerg player, but he's not placing that at the natural expansion, so he's kind of avoiding the block from our Protoss player here, who wanted to block that expansion, and he's going back in to see what's happening, to see why there is no expansion coming up, because he's expecting now that there is something happening. And he is going to search for that expansion over here, and maybe after that in the place where it actually is. But he knows something is up. So anyway, he's going for the gateway, and then the cannon coming up, and then after the gateway finishes, we will see a cybernetics score. Question is, where will it be placed? Probably over here. Or, yeah, probably over here. And yeah, this cannon has kind of it's a good central position between the two edges, but it's a little bit too far forward. It's not really covered by anything at this moment. And that is the reason you build it over there. So, we will have to see how that works out for him. So yeah, with the cannon already completed, the Zerglings are not going to go in there. Cybernetics core indeed in front of that pylon, in front of that cannon, and now this is the really small gap that is still available. So Zerglings can still sneak through here and then go all the way around and, well, kind of sneak in here. Kill the drones and kill the expansion, but they can't really sneak in here because that would, well, that would keep them in the cannon range way too long, and you kind of tend to lose a whole lot then. But it still works. I mean, if you really want to, then you can make it work with a couple of Zerglings, and it's just that they're not going to be very healthy when they get through. So you can get a scout in, but that's about it. You can't really fight anymore. So another expansion coming up here, and he is just building the queens from here. And every time he builds our queen completes, he's going to inject larva or spawn larva, and then afterwards move it to an expansion. There you go, and there goes the queen. In this case, it's going to stay here because this one already has a queen, and this one already had a queen as well. So yeah, really nice trick there. It loses you a little bit of time, but it saves you a lot of time on the new expansions, because you already have a queen. So yeah, 3 bases up for our Zerg player and 2 bases up for the Protoss. And all in all, that means that the Zerg player is pretty happy with that. And the Protoss player, yeah, he's not unhappy. It's kind of the standard way to play this, so it's all good. The Overlord down over here on the high ground. It's a pretty nice spot, by the way, to spot when this expansion is coming up. And we see another Overlord over here to see what kind of army is leaving the base. And all in all, he has some good vision over the map. And the Protoss player is once again, well, not aware of anything on the map. I don't even know if he scouted any of the expansions yet. We can quickly see that. No, yeah, he scouted this one. So there is an army coming in over here. And they're going to snipe the queen really quickly and then retreat. The Zerg player is going to lose a couple of Zerglings, but that's about it. A lot of damage going down on 2 of the Stalkers, but they will recharge the shields, but he doesn't want to wait for that. He just wants to go in with this little pylon over here. He is going to be fine. For now, he's going to just warp in more units and yeah, he gets surrounded here by the Zerglings, and the Zerglings are going to very well against these Stalkers, because Stalkers are not very good against Zerglings when they get surrounded. And yep, there goes the last one. He gets surrounded, he doesn't even get a last kill there. And yeah, let's move in. Yeah, he doesn't want to just move in with the complete army, and yeah, that would be silly. He's going to build up an army and sit it outside the base, making sure that he can expand and the enemy can't. And he's going to snipe this pylon. There you go. A lot of units out here. 8 roaches and 20 Zerglings. And what's up with the production? Currently just producing some drones and yeah, upgrades. He actually has... no, that's not... oh, he has the drops. Not the... which one is this? Is that extra speed or something like that? I forgot what it does. It's not the tunneling clause. I thought it would be the tunneling clause, but this is actually increased movement speed. Okay, yeah. Increased movement speed is very good on roaches, obviously, because they're pretty slow. And the blink almost done. Protoss weapons level 2 almost done. And the Zerg is still at 0-0 in the upgrades. So yeah, the Zerglings also at 0-0. So no upgrades at all coming out here. And what's our Warp Prism going to do with 4 Zealots inside? It is going to find this new base, and it's going to attack the new base. So the Zerglings coming in to save this, but yeah, the Warp Prism is just going to pick that back up. There are no units to shoot air once again, and that is going to suck for him. So the Warp Prism once again very effective at just these harass actions. But there are 2 queens here, and the queens give him a run for his money. The Zergling army, or the Zerg army I should say, is moving into position, kind of getting ready to get some damage done, but the Protoss army is also formed up. Let's see what kind of units we have here. We have 11 Stalkers, 2 Immortals, and some, well, 6 in fact sentries. So that's a big army. And especially the sentries are going to be really annoying against these roaches. Yeah, he loses a lot of roaches in this way, and that's just the way Zerg works versus Protoss, or rather Protoss works versus Zerg. They just cut off half of the army, then destroy that half, and then deal with the rest. And that is of course really hard to deal with. I don't know how much everyone has. It seems that all of the sentries are pretty much full energy. And yeah, that is of course really hard to engage on. If someone knows how to work these force fields, then yeah, it's pretty much impossible to attack into that. And here comes the Changeling. The changeling is going to transmorph into yeah, there we go, into a zealot. And he's actually allowed to walk in, even though the stalker did see him. But yeah, the cannon immediately recognized him from, hey, you're not from here. Never seen you before. So anyway, the drop coming in, I will rewind it a little bit because I was focusing too much on crazy crap. So yeah, he was over here loading up the drop, and the drop is going to come in, and the complete drop is going on top of these warp gates. If you can take down the pylons, that would already be a huge advantage. And as you can see, lots of the roaches still getting almost cut off, but it's not going to be good enough because the Protoss army is all the way over here, and he can't really reach the majority of these roaches. The roaches just that are here are just distractions. The main army is over here sniping the nexus, sniping the probes, and yeah, these guys need to get the hell out of here. And that's what they're doing. So currently, yeah, it's the roaches are going to get slaughtered, but yeah, they take everything with them. The entire base destroyed. All of the warp gates are gone. He has one warp gate left. There is no way he can make this work. 2 gateways over here. Not even warp gates yet. 2 gateways over there, and yeah, he's going to try to rebuild. Of course, he's not going to just give up, because as long as the Zerg player doesn't have an army that can destroy him, he doesn't have to give up. So 2 warp gates out now, and 2 cannons behind it, just to make sure that he can defend them a little bit. But the 2 cannons are not going to snipe this number of roaches, and the roaches are just going to destroy these 2 warp gates, and probably the cannons too. Oh, lots more roaches coming in. Wow, that's a big army. They're going to one-shot the cannons and 2-shot the nexus probably. Well, actually it takes 4 shots, so 5. Wow, 5 shots. Yeah, and then the whole army is going to get the hell out of there. Man, that's so hard to deal with. So the 2 warp gates are still up. I don't know why he didn't snipe those. It would seem a very good tactic, because he has so little production facilities that sniping those 2 would actually cripple him even further. But I guess getting a base would be good as well, because he only has 1 base left then. Of course, he rebuilt his first base, so the Zerglings running all the way around all of the force fields, and yeah, all of the roaches going to sneak under the force fields, and yeah, the force field's no longer effective against them. But a large number of these immortals, and actually has 5 immortals left. I don't know what kind of HP they're at. This one almost lost all of his shields, but they're recharging now. And of course, the roach army is just going to come in at some other place. Going to now snipe both of these the warp gates, production facilities. That means he has 3 left. Well, 4, 5, 6. 6 warp gates left. Well, 5 warp gates and a gateway. And yeah, that is really going to reduce the amount of effective units he can make. Because well, with I'm just surprised by the money. He can actually keep the resources down, even though he has no no production facilities. So that must mean he's building a whole lot of buildings, and that's of course not what you want to invest your resources in at this point. And I just wonder if he should really engage like this. Yeah, he's not engaging at all. That's the best thing to do. If you're the Zerg player at this point, all you need to do is just farm more than your opponent. Make sure that they can't farm. And of course, we hadn't had lag in quite a while, so we needed to have a little bit of lag there. And yeah, he's going to move in here now. Come on. No. He's going to retreat again. He's trying to find a nice spot to snipe something and to get even more ahead. The Zerg player, yeah, he's maxed out. He has a nice trust fund there, and he's going for another drop here. So a lot of Zerglings and roaches, and all of it is going to get dropped over here on top of this army. And is he actually going to? Yeah, he's going to really drop everything on top of the army, meaning that the force fields don't do a whole lot. And yeah, if the Immortals fall, it's over. And the Immortals, yeah, they're pretty low already, and they're the only things left. And although the Roaches are in a horrible position there, they're still going to do pretty well against this small army. And they're going to snipe the Nexus here once again. Nexus is full of energy. That's pretty surprising, to be honest. There we go, getting the workers. And yeah, let's just look. He has 30 workers killed, and oh, that's pretty nice. He can heal up all of his roaches, and yeah, this last one is going to regenerate pretty quickly. And then there come the Mutalisks. The Mutalisk, of course, almost impossible to defend against with this low of an army count. He just has so many. And yeah, the Mutalisks are going to do very well against the Immortals, and it is just a GG. Very nicely played, and yeah, rightful winner, I would say. And so, excuse me, going to the finals. And hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.